Hey guys, welcome to the podcast called Current Crisis. If you were here before Current Crisis, then you'll probably have remembered that I had a podcast called Conservative Teens for Truth. But I just felt like we need more people to talk about what is going on in real time without pushing the left narrative or the right narrative, giving you the hard truth facts and what does it mean for you as a young adult, what is going on. And I'm going to have segments on here and you'll be able to see them all. So I'm really excited about this and I hope that you guys like it too. Today, we are going to be talking about the very scandalous Coldplay CEO kiss cam incident. So what exactly went down on July 16th? If you guys didn't know, Coldplay has been doing a worldwide tour, singing songs, and Coldplay has been going very viral, but this specific moment went viral for a completely different reason. So CEO Andy Byron and I believe the head of HR, Kristen Cabot, were caught canoodling on the Coldplay kiss cam, and apparently the girl who had filmed this entire interaction was talking about it, and their reaction is what went so viral. And here is a clip of Coldplay kind of interacting with them.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
I mean, just absolutely wild. And to the girl filming this, she even said if they didn't have as big of a reaction as they did, and I think even Coldplay calls it out, they're either really shy or they're having an affair because of just how their reactions went. And I've seen this go viral. I mean, I have been scrolling on Instagram and pretty much any social media, and you cannot get away from this story. I mean, even about, I believe, a week out, and we are still seeing this trend. And I thought, why not talk about it? Because it is really important. What does this mean? So the CEO being caught cheating, I mean, that is quite insane. And take a look at all of the sports places and social media things that have been going on in a way almost mocking their reaction. I mean, absolutely wild and insane. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't have wanted to be on the HR meeting the next day. And what I think is really sad is that both of these individuals had families, and that is not being talked about enough. I believe that Andy Byron had 2 sons, I think possibly a daughter is what they're throwing out. Not all of this is confirmed. And he had a wife, and as well as I believe Kristen Cabot had children as well, but I think in her case she was already divorced. I'm not 100% sure. We'll throw up some facts on the screen for you guys. They panicked out of the spotlight. Obviously, even the Bible says what's done in the dark will be revealed in the light, and that is absolutely what came true on the Jumbotron of the entire Coldplay thing. And so many videos have been out, so many mocking this, so many laughing at this, and I think it is important to separate the event from the people. I believe that we need to call out Andy Byron and even Kristen Cabot for this, because why would you be cheating? Why would you have infidelity? You have families, you have big roles to play in big companies, and why would you be kind of screwing that up? I mean, it makes no sense to me. Maybe it made sense to them in the moment, but infidelity is never the way to go. Cheating is never the way to go. And it's just sad to see what the world has been reduced to. I mean, here's some facts as to divorce. Overall divorce rate, about 40 to 50 of marriages in the US end in divorce, which is already heartbreaking and devastating. First marriages are 41% likely to end in divorce. Second marriages are more than 60% likely to end in divorce. And all of this is from the American Psychological Association. Infidelity and cheating statistics, I mean, about 20 to 25% of married men cheat on their spouse at some point, and it's just heartbreaking seeing the divorce rate, including children of infidelity, or not of infidelity, but children who have seen infidelity in their parents' marriages are way more likely to have commitment issues, are way less likely to be able to kind of stay in college and be able to get a good job, which is just heartbreaking. And I think a lot of people, like I said, are just mocking the CEO and mocking HR. And it's truly devastating that we're not talking about their family enough. I think that obviously I don't think we have a formal statement issued from his wife yet. I believe she did kind of go back to her maiden name on one of her social media accounts, and I believe she deleted the other social media account. So it is really devastating to see that this is going on. I mean, you sit back and you think that why didn't they think about their families? Why was it that the second that this was revealed, and why did all of a sudden, I believe even Andy Byron came out and almost accused Coldplay for their infidelity being put on such a wide screen. And it's like, if you were going to cheat, then at least kind of, I don't even know what to say, honestly. It's devastating. We've seen two families break apart. And I think what's also not even talked about enough is that, I mean, that we assume, we don't know if the wife knew about this previously, but just going based off of assumptions, she and all of their families found out on the biggest social media platforms just like we all did. And we're over here laughing about it, but it's really nothing funny. I mean, it's truly devastating to see that one action, one choice has led to a complete spiral. I believe Andy Byron had resigned as Astronomer CEO after the alleged affair because they have just gotten so much backlash. I mean, Fox News has talked about it, Reddit has talked about it, YouTube, Newsweek, pretty much any headline has talked about this. And what a devastating way to find out that your father, that your spouse has been cheating, has been not being truthful. And the fact that it was at a Coldplay concert just for some reason makes it a whole lot worse. The fact that it was on such a public screen makes it a whole lot worse. And just talking about how we've got here, I mean, 75% of children have lingering feelings of betrayal towards their cheating parents. Like, we don't really think in the moment how devastating this truly is, just of all the funny reels I've seen about this, but truly in a way that this family will never be able to recover from what happened. They can move on, they can try to amend things, but at the end of the day it happened and they're going to have to live with that for the rest of their lives. So how did we get here? How has cheating become so wide scale? How has divorce become so wide scale? And it's truly heartbreaking. I mean, I'm Gen Z, I'm literally 17, and seeing the amount of climbing divorce rates and climbing cheating and just all of this, I mean, it impacts me every day because you have to think about this choosing a partner. You have to choose a partner wisely, and yet you still don't know. I think that's a lot of what Gen Z sees. I mean, a lot of Gen Z have been kind of kids with divorced parents with separate houses, you know, going back from mom to dad. I know several people that are dealing with that. And that is not to say that you cannot be successful if you are a child of divorce. That is not to say that you cannot be strong after being a child of divorce. That is not what I'm trying to say, but I do think that it impacts Gen Z and it impacts your kids more than you think. Even just having an unhealthy relationship is still going to impact your kids. And I think even from, 1960s, 1970s, just we have gotten way less committed as a whole, as a society. We think that there is more options out there because of social media. We think that there is bigger and better out there, that what we have right now isn't satisfying our needs or our fulfillments. It's all I. It's all what I want, what I need, instead of putting others first, instead of putting his family first. Andy Byron chose to cave into his feelings, cave into his wants for one moment, and we saw that displayed on the hugest screen. And if we don't think that this is going to impact his kids, we are severely wrong, because unfortunately it will impact his kids in the most heartbreaking of ways. And again, this is not to put anyone on blast, but I think it is important to talk about, because what a devastating way to find out that your father, that your spouse has been cheating. And I know it kind of sounds like I'm repeating myself, but it is truly devastating. I mean, social media has practically made a meme out of everything. And the reason why I am talking about this today is not to meme, it is not to make fun of, it is not to joke about, it is truly to bring awareness of the fact that divorce rates are skyrocketing, infidelity is skyrocketing, and we're seeing this on the biggest platforms, especially on social media as well. When we're watching things like Love Island and we're watching social media clips of people saying that there's better out there for you, that your feelings should come first, and we really need to understand that what comes first is our commitments, and marriage, you are entering a covenant which he broke, which Andy Byron broke that covenant when he decided to have this affair with the head of HR. And that's not okay. We need to hold that man accountable. And just like social media is holding him accountable, and I would arguably say the worst way, we need to show respect for his family. And that's really all I have to say about that. But we also have a really exciting little segment today. We're also working on sponsors as well, so stay tuned for that. But even after I gave you all of that of Andy Byron cheating on his wife, and I'm sure we've all heard it and we've all seen it, I wanted to introduce a segment to today's show called Bright Spot. And Bright Spot is basically where I finally get to tell you guys all sorts of good news, and I have to pick one a week to talk to you guys about because we're doing one show a week. Something really exciting is Utah becomes the first U.S. state to ban the LGBTQ pride flags in all government buildings and public schools, which is such a win. I mean, if we're talking about this, the LGBTQ flag does not need to be in any sort of government building. Honestly, no flag deserves to be in the government building besides the American flag, especially in public schools as well. We don't need to be pushing any narrative on students besides the fact that they should be all proud Americans. And yeah, that's just what I thought I would share Bright Spot. If you guys love this podcast and you guys can't wait for more, we're going to have another on Sunday. And if you guys end up liking it so much, then we might have to do twice a week. But I'm so excited that I get to talk to you guys about this, and I'm so excited. I guess we'll have to see where it goes. If you loved this, please rate and review. Please subscribe on Spotify and YouTube. It means the world to me when you guys do. Please comment. Please share, please like, please do all of the things. And also check out Current Crisis on Instagram, as well as soliamechling on Instagram. I'm almost at 10K, but thank you guys so much for listening. And let that be a lesson to all of us that when we make a vow in marriage, we need to keep it.